Alright, welcome back. Today you're going to take notes on volume of prisms and cylinders. Again, we're going to be using some formulas, so I hope yesterday you got lots of practice doing that. The first thing we've got is the volume. What is it? It's the measurement of the space inside the solid figure. So yesterday we talked about all the lateral area, the outside areas. Today we're going to talk about how to fill it, what's on the inside of it. First formula for volume of a prism. So volume equals big B, which again stands for the base area, times the height of the prism. And again, that's the distance between the two bases. The bases are parallel. So again, as you're working through these, make sure you find those two parts, and then once you find those two parts, you can find the volume. Alright, first examples here, we're finding the volume of our prisms. So first thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to look at what the shape of my base is. So I know that the area of my base is a triangle, so the formula for that is 1/2 base times height. This is going to be, that 12 is going to be the height of my prism. So I'm going to use that when I find the volume. So my big B is going to be 1/2 4 times 4. So I've got big B is equal to 1/2 of 16. So the big B is equal to 8. That's one thing we need. The other thing we need is this height. So now I'm going to move over here and do the volume. Is the big B times the height. So my volume of this one is 8 times 12. So volume is equal to 96. And when we're doing volume, our units are feet cubed. Okay. The second example here is a volume of a prism again, and it looks like it's a pentagonal prism. And this is a regular pentagon. So we're going to find the area of the base. So my base is a regular pentagon. So we need to find the area formula for that. So the area formula for that is 1/2 the apothem, which is that perpendicular distance here, times the perimeter of my pentagon. So big B is equal to 1/2 2.75 times the perimeter of my pentagon. I see that one side is 4, so if I have 5 sides, 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So my perimeter is 20. So big B is equal to 1/2 times 2.75 times 20 is 27.5. Again, going back to my volume formula now, my volume formula is equal to my big B times my height. So my volume is equal to 27.5 times the height of my prism, which is 9. So volume equals 247.5. Looks like my units are centimeters, so centimeters cubed. Again, volume is cubic. Area is squared, volume is cubic. Alright, two more examples here for us. Looks like I've got a rectangular prism here. Again, so I'm going to move over here and find my area of my base. So my base I see is this rectangle down here, so that's going to be length times width. So area equals 8 times 6. So my big B is going to be 48. I notice that the height of my prism is right there. It's 13 centimeters. So my volume is equal to big B times H. So volume is equal to 48 times 13. Again, volume is in cubic units, so this is going to be 624 inches cubed, multiplying that out. Alright, one last example here. We've got another regular polygon here, and I know that because of these tick marks right here. Notice those tick marks. Right here, I should put them in blue. Okay. the height of my prism. That's going to be helpful for us when we're finding the volume. So area of my base, again that formula for a regular pentagon is 1/2 the apothem times the perimeter. See, my perimeter is going to be 6 times, I'll do that up here, 6, because it's a 6-sided figure, times 6.5, which is equal to 39. So now I'm going to find the area of my base, knowing that this is my apothem, 4 meters. So I've got 1/2 my apothem, which is 4, times my perimeter, which we just found was 39. Area of the big base then is 78. Moving on to volume now. So volume is equal to my big B times my H. Using that big B that we just found, 78 times my 12.5, which is my height. I've got 0.5. So volume equals 975, looks like my units are meters, cubed. Again, we're just practicing plugging things in here and using our formulas. Alright, one formula for today. We're going to talk about volume of a cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is equal to V volume equals pi times r squared, which if you recognize that, that's area of a circle, times the height. So what I'm doing then is, again, I'm finding the area of those bases, and then I'm multiplying it by the height. Again, remember exact answers and approximate answers here. Exact is going to have that pi in it. Alright, we're going to move right to our formula for volume here. So volume equals pi r squared h. So I'm going to plug in what I've got. Looks like I've got my radius. Looks like I've got my height. So volume equals pi times 8 squared times 12.5. Multiplying that out to get my exact answer. Remember, pi is going to be in that. So I'm going to multiply this 8 squared times 12.5. When I do that, I get 800 pi. And then remember, we're talking volume, so it's centimeters cubed. That exact answer then is, again, taking that 800 times that pi. So that's 800 times, either using your pi button or 3.14. You get approximately 2513.27 centimeters cubed. Again, that's the approximate, and this red one is the exact. Hopefully by now you're getting used to those two terms. Last example here, I got our volume again, so volume equals pi r squared h. So it looks like I've got my height, looks like I've got my radius. I'll go ahead and plug that in. So I'll use red again for exact. So volume equals pi times 13.25, that's my radius, squared, times 7.8. Multiplying that 13.25 squared times 7.8, I get 1369.39 pi centimeters cubed. That's again my exact. And then my approximate answer using that pi button on your calculator, or 3.14, so I shouldn't have an equal sign. I've got approximately 4,302 point, I'm going to round this to 0.6 centimeters cubed. Again, and that's then your approximate value. So as you can see, we're just using some more formulas again. Today you're going to work on assignment number 3. There, it should be the next page in your packet.